I want to talk about my favorite characters today. Why? Well, truthfully, it's a video idea I've had just lying around, and I figure I could use that to sort of spring into something, a little deeper, get back, while also, sort of returning to the roots of this being like a rant channel, slash, I don't know, vlog thing, instead of like the fucking, well, actually, I did Pokemon first, and then Smash Brothers, some Splatoon clips. It was like whatever fucking Nintendo games I was playing, just those three really, Smash, Pokemon, and Splatoon. And then now I do Overwatch sometimes, but with some other stuff sprinkled in there for fun. It's always been fun, fun. But admittedly, I've been spurred into action by I'll say it. I've been spurred into action by the faggot LARPers who make videos with titles like I got pegged. And they want, it's always funny, the type of person who does it, and I don't mean to put myself down, but they are always people who are clearly comfortable with being on camera. They always choose very flattering angles, not like this. They wouldn't do this, okay? And it's I mean, I don't like to use faggot lightly, but it's the only thing I can think of, because it just comes to mind, and I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say that, because they're attractive men, pretending to be, weird, but, and I won't say it anymore. Actually, let me get it a third time. Faggot LARPer. Let me do it 3 times. Faggot LARPer, faggot LARPer, faggot LARPer. I hate, and it's so bad, because they never have something that goes on for more than 20 minutes. If they can do 10, that's amazing, because they don't have anything to say. They're not actually weird. They don't have like an inner monologue that's like dense enough to just really go like that. They don't have that. They don't have what I have. I'm sorry. That was a lot. But it's not just me. What's his name? Dan Henschel. I really do like his videos, and even though he is like obviously lying, but because he has to, because eventually you do run out of things to talk about. That's why the real freaks, we sort of, there's breaks, and not only do you run out of stuff to talk about, you're just not able to do it. What does that mean? It's pretty obvious what that means, I think. It's the start of spring. Isn't that beautiful? Anyways, before I get into the favorite character thing, let's do a little fit check. I've got the big Zoomer pants on. Yeah. Kind of sort of green today. Yeah. Well, actually, I sort of do this differently with my big Zoomer pants, because these are fat man pants, and I had to learn to take a doctorate in learning how to actually keep these on, because they are, I have to tie them very specifically in order to keep both flaps from just be, because if I tie it wrong, it'll look like I have a bulge. And while I guess this isn't a problem with the big hoodie, if I'm wearing like just a normal t-shirt, that would be a problem. So yeah, it was a learning curve, but I got it. These are, again, fat man pants. These aren't skinny bitch pants that are just big and wide. No, these are fat man pants, okay? I'm not a poser, and I'm not gonna use the L word, because I know my buddy doesn't like that, so I'm gonna say Poser, because that's Poser is that's the original. Poser's what it is, the original. Anyways, my favorite characters. I just in shadow because I didn't want to look pretty on camera. The fuck is this? How do I flip this? Here. You see that? What is that? Is that like a old berry or something? There's nuts in it, seeds, or I don't know. But I need to find a place to put the camera. Let me. So, my favorite characters, well, they're usually, I see myself as sort of a mix between light and dark, and that means, for metaphor, the main character, Will, he's a sweet little cinnamon roll, or whatever, and Luis, who is like the devil. I like them both. But, I've noticed with the trend, that melon guy from Beastars, the mask guy from Tokyo Ghoul, he was always so cool. Who else? Akechi Persona. They're all, slightly effeminate. Slightly. Okay. Oh my god. I was on one foot. I'm gonna get on my knees. You like that? There's a stick here. I'm on. You can't see, but it's. Now, but I also like, really nice, happy, smiley characters. Charlie, Hazbin Hotel, love her. Pim, Smiling Friends. Shame about that show ending, Well, this was like a happy-go-lucky feller I like. SpongeBob, I guess, I love SpongeBob. I guess I sort of relate to, like, those extremes because, drum roll. I may or may not, I'm not the building with those nerds or freaks or whatever. I'm not getting them on pills. They're gonna shackle me, but the fans they had speculated for a while that I might have some sort of bipolar thing going on, and well, I think it might be true. I can't say for sure, but it might be true. And yeah, so I guess that explains my favorite guys, because that's me. Well, it's sort of. I guess I like myself. Is that a crime? Anyways, so, well, I don't really want to talk about the characters anymore. Now this is about me. I'm going to segue into me and how that makes me feel, and how actually we're gonna loop back to the the effeminate thing, because when I got my butt poked out right now, you can't see it, but it's hold on. What if you could? Wait. No. This is it. Hold on. You can't. I don't have an ass. But I'm funny. I just can't stop. I can't stop. Uh, I guess someone saw that. I like my new hair. My mom did it. Oh, yes, 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 yes. When you're the way I am, you know, light and dark, happy, sad, you find that you often don't have the energy to participate in the great, well, I can't say the L word, LARP, the great act that is gender. I can't force myself. Well, physically, I couldn't play basketball when the time came. I couldn't do that shit. I just didn't have the strength. I just don't have the strength sometimes. Like half the time. I don't know the numbers, but I'm not keeping track. But when you don't have the strength for things like that, and then the jokes aren't funny, I'm funnier than them. They just I can't be around men. I can't be around women either, because what do we have to talk about? I don't know, males. I just couldn't, because the spaces just never crossed. I'm hearing laughter, and I hope they don't come near. That would be bad. Oh, I see. They're far off. They don't matter. Yeah, the spaces just never cross. You know, you may not realize it, but I guess unless you're like, you know, Chad McThundercock or gay, you don't really have girlfriends. Well, especially if you're weird. You don't. I just never talked to girls when I was in school, and well, now I've been needing for like a while, so I don't really talk to girls a lot, like physically, in person. That's not something I do. But anyways, so am I non-binary? Kind of. I get it. I mean, I'm not. I don't think I am. I don't. But I get it. You know, I get being othered. So I think I'd like to call myself an honorary non-binary. Is that fair? I mean, who's gonna stop me? But I guess that's. But you know, people do notice that, and actually, people do notice that. You know that you know, I'm not like the other boys. So they, you know, would assume and have assumed, and probably will continue to assume that I am gay, and that's not true, right? I'm more than that. I'm everything. I'm more powerful than you could ever imagine. But, and I guess now that we're, you know, in the rainbow field, it's time to address that old Pride video I did. That's not true. I don't know if I'm actually aromantic or whatever. You know, I'm putting that behind me. Maybe it's more that half the time, around half the time. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I can't really remember. My memory is not so good. But, well, my memory when it's things related to me is not so good. I can remember stuff about other people though. Actually, well, other people that I like, or that I need to know about, or currently relevant. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe I like half the time I don't feel like I'm worthy of love, or I don't desire it. That's it. That's a bit. That's a story. It's not a complex reasoning. You know that one guy with the eyebrows. How did he do it? I don't know what his name was. I wish I could like look up, save the gift or something. I can't. Fuck. Okay, so I addressed that. The elephant in the room. The gay elephant in the room. What else was there to talk about? Oh, the people I said that really just know I'm not straight is kind of, I think everyone really. Literally everyone. But I don't confirm or deny things, because that's not fun. Well, I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, I never really went into detail about the characters that are my favorite, but I know I just like their voices, I guess. Like, yeah, let me wrap around to the end. Charlie from Hazmond. She's tall and red. I like red. And I like her songs. Happy Day in Hell. You know, that'll wake me up like a sleeper agent. I don't know how to do that. You know, I just know. Oh god, I feel like I'm done. I don't have anything else to talk about. I don't have the energy to keep going. So, you know, I think it was good that I did it, you know, during this phase. I'm kind of like the moon in that way. You know, I go through phases, and I think it was more powerful. We're sort of getting meta here, but on a meta level, I think it was more powerful, more effective that I did it when I'm, you know, not feeling so good. And well, yes. We're done. Oh my god, you guys, can you believe I forgot to talk about werewolves? Those are my favorite monster. Well, I do like, no, I want to be a werewolf. Well, yes, I like werewolves more than dragons, although I haven't really consumed a lot of werewolf media. I'm just a bad consumer, I guess. Anyways, why do I like werewolves? Well, I turn into a monster, and I'm sure you could see the connection as to how someone who may or may not be bipolar could relate to like changing and being different and not being able to control that. Surely you see the connection there, right? But and is the wolf bad? Is being, and I guess part of the fun, the ambiguity, is whether or not the wolf is bad and whether or not, well, which side is me, is my wolf, which one is the real me, who knows. But well, yeah, that's it. The werewolf. That's what I forgot to mention. Damn, that's so unfortunate. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot another thing. Fast car. Being being the way that I am. I guess that sounds vague and like sort of dire. I like that. Being the way that I am it makes being in captivity a lot worse. Like those parrots that like pluck their own feathers or something. I don't know. Well, it just means that I'm, a lot more miserable than like I guess the balance is shifted towards, misery whenever I'm like in a building with, those big overhead fluorescent lighting. I'm not happy. And, well, that's just it. That's probably part of why, it's so hard to make friends. So, I said I don't actually do a lot of werewolf stuff, but I do. Actually, well, I really only got 3 I can think of. First is those Underworld movies my parents used to watch, so they're kind of a little special to me, blue as they are. I think the werewolves usually lost too, so I wasn't a fan of that. But, still important. What else? That one episode of Ben 10 when he turned into a werewolf. Love that. Shame about Universe just making it bar slop. What's the third one? Oh, Bayonetta 3. You fight a werewolf in that game, and it's pretty cool. There was this one werewolf game that I tried, and it was just kind of boring. It didn't really have a story. It was visually boring to look at. So, even though I guess it kind of felt nice to slash through stuff, it just didn't. The sound design wasn't there. It was a shame. I mean, I'm never finishing it. Let's be real here. And the last thing is A Song of Ice and Fire. See, the Starks in those books are, they all can sort of go into the mind of their dire wolves. Well, except for a few of them, because some shenanigans happen. I can't say who, but some of them don't really do that ever. But consciously, only one of them does, and that's Bran, and he is also disabled. Yeah, he cannot walk, and it's powerful rap. Makes me feel happy. Brought me to tears reading his stuff sometimes. But that's cool. Bran. I like Bran.